Okay, hope you guys can see my screen. Okay, so what we're going to do is today. So yesterday we have seen the basics of the ribbon menu. Okay, so what are the options that we have in a ribbon menu, right? Okay, so today what we're gonna see is we're gonna see some uh, uh, table transformation. Okay, how you can copy, how you can do some manipulation. Okay, and all that will go one by one. Okay, and also I'll show you how to extract data from a web. Okay, I have added a link here. I'll share that, or you can search in. Uh, okay, so this is the link. I'll keep it here so that I can show you guys. Okay, yeah. So going back to the Power BI window, and just close this. Want to save not now. Okay, so I'll open a new blank report. Okay, and these are the data that are picked up from yesterday's workflow that we created. So it's still taking some time to load. Okay, let me check if I have any data here. Okay, it's blank. Okay, now what we'll do is yesterday we have seen a couple of options here, right? So today what we're going to do is we're going to do some basics. Okay, so we have seen, so we'll check this one, paste data into blank table. Okay, and we'll see how it get copied from a internet. Okay, so I'll take a sample data here. For example, this is a page that I want to copy, this table. Okay, so if you can go to Wikipedia and you type list of asset management firm, you will get all the details here. Okay, and how do you copy it? You can, one minute, my mouse had some issue. One minute here. How it is coming up. Okay, you need to select the table that you want to copy. Okay, in my case, I have highlighted that page. Then I'll say copy. Okay, and then I'll go back to the Power BI, and then I'll select the option here, paste data into a blank table. Okay, I'll click on it. Okay, and then I'll select here and I'll say paste. Okay, and the first, and you can see here the first what the I mean, if you see here the intelligence of Power BI, the first row of the data that you have pasted has been promoted to column header. So by default, whatever the first uh, I mean a column that you have, right, it will treat that as a header. Okay, this will treat as a header. If you don't want, okay, you have a undo option here. So I'll go with the same option, and here if you want to give, you can give a name for your table. So I'll say Wikipedia Asset Company. Okay, and then I'll click on load. Okay, you'll not see anything here. Okay, it will take some time to load. Okay, and then if you go to the left side menu, table view, there you should be able to see your data. Okay, so this is one of the option. Okay, you can use the copy paste. Okay, and you have another option also. You can copy from URL as well. Okay, so I'll just scroll down. JSON, PDF, SharePoint, text, the web. Okay, this option also you can select, but only thing is you have to pass the URL there. Okay, so for example, what is the URL? I'll just select this and I'll paste it here. Okay, so you have two options, advanced and basic. Okay, basic you can just paste it. In advanced, if you go to the advanced, okay, you can also add the other part of the pages. Okay, generally URL will have after slash. Okay, you will have the name of the links, right? So you can also paste it somewhere here. Okay, more is there. If you want to add more, you can add more. One more line it will add, and then what you are searching, you can paste it here, and then based on your requirement, it will fetch the data. Okay, you have HTTPS request header also. Okay, so for now, I'll go with basic. Okay, let me see what it fetches. Okay, now it has found some tables here. Okay, so these are all HTML tables. The table that I just showed you, this is a HTML table. Okay, tag. How do you check that? If you right click and click on view page resources. Okay, so this is your HTML tags. Okay, just maximize. These are all your HTML tags. Okay, if you search here, Control F and type table 1 table. Okay, so you can see this is how the code looks like. Okay, you don't need to worry all these things. Okay, so you should know how these tables are embedded within a HTML. Okay, so there is a tag called table tag that is used to embed the table. Okay, if you know this, then you should be able to see your data. Okay, in my case, I have tables here from 1 to 7 and suggested tables are there and some codes are there. Okay, so I'll click on the first one to see what I'm looking for. See, so this is what I'm looking for. Instead of copying paste, this is a simple message, right? Simple. I have another table. If I click on it, so in that page, whatever the page I was viewing in Wikipedia, so it has different tables sections. Okay, this is table 2, this is table 3, 4. Okay, the best part here is you get a preview here. Okay, again you have preview and then you have a table view and web view. If I click on web view, this is exactly what you see on the web page. Okay, so this is actually table. Okay, now if I click on next one, this data. Okay, 7 table 7 this data. Okay, now I have 8. So this is some data here. column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Clear, guys? This is how you can try. Okay. You can try for different some other URL. Okay. For now, I'll select this. You need to check here and then you have to say load. Okay. So it is loading now. Okay. Now after loading, you have to go to the table view and then in table view, you can see you have table 1 and the Wikipedia URL that we used just now, right? This is the previous one I copy pasted. This one is I copied just now, okay, through URL. Okay, first thing first, you can rename this. You can say asset list. Okay, data. This asset list data. Okay, now you see here there is no column names. Okay, so what is this? The first row. Okay, to me it looks like a column header, right? But how do we add that? Okay, so we click on this home and you have something called transform data. Okay, it will open in a Power Query editor. Okay, this is the interface that you're gonna see. Okay, now you see when it loaded automatically it has treated. Okay, you can see change type. Okay, if I remove this one, okay, if I remove this one, what happens? See, yeah, this one, sorry, not this one. I'll just delete this one. Asset list, the one which we copied through URL. Okay, now you see what are my headers here? Column 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but I want to promote this first row as a header. How do I go about it? Simple. You have a section here, click on it, and you have something called use first row as header. Okay, and the same option you will get it from here also. Okay, under transform you have use first row as header. See the same option it is here and here also. Okay, so they have provided this option under menu context. Okay, so what that means is you can easily navigate here and you can select this. Okay, now you see my column has been promoted. Okay, the first row has been promoted as my column names. Okay, if you don't want, okay, if you want to roll back, what you can do is you on the right hand side you have something called change type 1. Okay, you can click on it. Okay, and you have something called promoted header. Okay, if you click all this, you will get to the source file. See, this is your actual source file. Okay, and you have an option called to table columns. Okay, 1 minute. I'll close this and relaunch it. Not now. I'll click on trans. There are pending changes. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Let me get the other data. I'll just delete this. I want to do it one more time. There is the page. Okay. I'll select one more time to show you guys. Okay. I'll copy and I'll just select here and I'll paste it. Okay, and here it has already promoted. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, now I have in a table view. Okay, this is my table view. It looks good. Okay, so it looks good to me. Okay, we have some empty rows here. Okay, but we'll learn how to treat all these rows one by one. Okay, we'll go one by one. So home, under home, okay. Now we have this entire ribbon list. Okay, so what does copy does? It will copy the entire data. Okay, copy, and then okay, if you want to paste, you can go paste it here. Okay, here you can go and you can paste it in text or whatever file you want, right? You can paste it there and then you can correct again. Okay, so copy is something you are copying the data. Okay, say for example, now you see as soon as I click on this column, okay, my menu changes. Okay, so right now I am in home tab. So you have get, workbook, lake, SQL server. Okay, all these options you'll get to see. Okay, now if I want to do some changes, okay, if I want to do some changes, okay, how to do that? Okay, so we need to get into transform data section first. Okay, always remember, or you can, if you want, you can add data also. Okay, okay, I'll go with basics. There is enter data. Okay, I clicked on enter data. So I want to say sales. Okay, I'll name this as sales report. So I'll click on second column I need is okay. So if you click on this, you can change the column name as well. Okay, I'll say sales or I can say product. Okay, products, and here I'll rename this to 1 minute. It was not written. I'll say revenue. Okay, so I have product one. Okay, revenue is some 560. I have product two, some 750. Okay, and then after you type your data, okay, if it is a small data set, you can copy paste also here. Okay, so that should take it automatically. And if you want to, after you are done with your data creation or copy paste, right, you can click on load. Okay, now you see how do you switch between this data and the data that I created. On the right hand side, you have the reports and table. Okay, if you want to see that, you can click here. Okay, so how do you switch between data? On the right hand side under data section, you have the data name, right? Whatever. So always give a meaningful name for your data. Okay, then otherwise you will not get confused. Clear, guys? This one, okay. And you know how to save also, right? Your workflows, right? You can go to save as, okay, and then you give a meaningful name and then you can save it. Okay, so I'll select this as day two walkthrough. Okay, it saves that file. Okay, PBIX. Now, whatever the data that I created, this one and the other one, okay, if I close this session, the Power BI session, okay, if I go, you have sign out, or you can X out of this window also. Okay, I click on it. Okay, I'll close all Power BI sessions. 1 minute. We want to save. Okay, so now all the instance of Power BI is closed. Okay, now if I launch this again, now you see, I'll show you the difference. Okay, so now you can see here. Okay, so if you want to open the existing file that we just created, okay, where is Power BI basic? No, we just created save, right? I'll say open. Okay, you have home and open. Okay, you can click either of this option. Click open and you can select on the reason. By default, it will get on this one only. Okay, and I think this is the one. No, today is what date? 15, right? Browse this device. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, day 2. So you can go select and click open. Okay, now what you have to understand here is the data that we created. Where does it get stored? With the entire workflow. Okay, right hand side you can see we have sales report and table, the one which we are just playing around. Okay, if you want to see the data, you have to get into the table view. Okay, table view. This is the one I created two rows here, and this is the one which we copied. Okay, so these are very important part. Don't get confused. Okay, with this one, because and also one more thing I want to show you is when you go to when you go to the home page, right? You get all these options. Okay, some of these options are already repeated somewhere in the context menu. Okay, so right now if you see in the previous example that I was showing, right, so the same example was explained in other section. Okay, like for example, if you recall the option called uh, uh, keep that first row as a header. Okay, so what happens is Power BI has the intelligence. Okay, so when you load your data for the first time, it automatically checks what is the first row, is the header or a data. Okay, and then based on the understanding, it will promote the first row as a header. Okay, so I'll close this. I'll open one more sheet. I'll launch the Power BI window and I'll go with blank. Okay, so I don't have any data. Okay, so I'll click on get data from other source. I'll pick CSV, text and CSV. Let me pick some text document to show you. Okay, 1 minute. I'll see if I have any text document. Okay, I'll just open that. I don't know what is that the data, but I want to show you the text. Okay. Now you see this is some text document. Okay. Some ID and some password. Okay. So you try all those use cases with text file, CSV file, Excel, right? Then only you will know if you are seeing any issue with connecting to your data source, right? You just capture the error message. If you are seeing any unusual message on your screen, let me know. Okay, we'll continue with XML. Okay, 1 minute. I want to show you the other one, which is JSON. Okay, so I should have a JSON file somewhere. Data, yeah, JSON source file. Okay, now you see for this section, it directly opened up in a Power Query editor, not in a table view or not any table view or report view. Okay, it directly open. Okay, so you will see these windows. Okay, at times, so don't get confused. Why did it open? Okay, so the data is good and you don't see any issue with the data. Okay, there's a small file. Okay, sample file I captured. I want to show you how it looks like. Okay, so you have this context when you can see here, copy entire table, use first row as a header, add a custom column. Okay, if I want to add, I can say add. Okay, now it's asking for me what is the custom column name you want to add. See, I have sales data, region, country. I'll say some region profit. Okay, region profit. Okay, and now it's asking me custom column formula if you want to calculate anything here. Okay, so I have unit price. Okay, is equal to, it automatically gets into the, just try this one. Okay, unit price into unit sold. Okay, now you see region profit. Okay, unit price into unit sold. Okay, these are my profit section. Okay, automatically it has added here. Okay, this is something called add custom column. Okay, this you can make use of it. Okay, the same thing you can find here also, guys. Okay, uh, transform, 1 minute, add column. Yeah, here also you can add, you see, custom column. Same option that I showed you, it is available here. Okay, and in the menu context also it is available. So don't get confused. Both are same. Okay, they have added these two options under this context menu and under the menu also. Okay, under transform, add column. Yeah, this one, custom column. Okay, same thing, it pops up. See, so your calculation becomes very easy. You don't have to do a manual calculation and all. You add a custom and then you can save this and then you can go, get into the next stage, which is your visualization. Okay, so here I will select any one of them. Okay, now here you see we need to understand the data type. You can see here in this section it says ABC. Okay, string text. Okay, so the data that we see here is a data text data type, right? So what we have to see is whether your data is correct or not. Okay, you can do the same thing here also. Okay, you can see here data type text. Okay, so for example, I have this one. Okay, so you can see here 123. Okay, there's the whole number. Okay, and you just select this and you can see this data. This particular column is a whole number. Okay, basics. I'm just going with basics. First, understand your data first, right? And format of your data. Okay, now we are in date section. Okay, it says sales data, and is it properly in a format? Okay, if not, you can correct it. Okay, for example, if it is in date and time mode, this is how it's gonna pick up. Okay, so right now we don't have a time stamp here, so it picks up with 00. Okay, hour, second, minutes. Okay, I'll change it back to date. 1 minute. I need to select this and then I need to go back and I need to select date. Replace current. Okay. And also on the right hand side, see guys, whatever you're doing, right, it keeps a track of it. Okay. So it says change type. Okay. I'll tell you this also. Okay. So what happens is here, sometimes if you accidentally click on the source, right, your data get lost. Okay. So again, you have to go to table view and 1 minute apply changes is picking up again. Okay. Sorry, not this one. I need my JSON file. Okay. Always just make sure when you delete this section, right, just make sure you're not deleting entire thing. Otherwise you'll lose your data. Again, you have to start from scratch. Okay? So, and also best practice is whatever the changes that you're doing. Okay. For example, this change I did sales data. Okay. No, not sales data. What is this? Let me delete this. Reference. Okay. Without closing and without closing this window, the query editor, you can still connect to your data. You have something called new source, right? So you go there, you can go to more, same window, it will pop up. Okay. So there are different ways that you can connect to your data again and again. Okay. So you don't have to close the entire Power BI and then relaunch it. Okay. Now your data is back. Okay. Now I'll do one transformation here. Add custom column. I'll say sales profit. Okay. So how can I derive the sales profit? I have unit price and sales unit sold, right? So this multiply this is what I'm gonna get. So what is this column? Sales data units sold. I'll select this, insert, and then I'll put a multiplication here. and then I'll say pick up the price, insert, and then I'll click on OK. Okay. Now you see it says added custom. Okay. Always the good practice is, okay, you rename this what you did. Okay. So the best practice is you write here. Okay. So that you don't delete that accidentally. Okay. So applied step section, if you see, what I added sales profit column. Okay. And then click anywhere. Okay. You know what is this change I have done. Okay. To bring this calculation. Okay. Now what is the data type? Data type is number. Okay. Whole number. Okay. If you want to change in currency and all, I'll show you in the uh, advanced uh, transformation. Okay. Here also can check those things. Okay. Fixed number, and if you want to add currency to it like INR or dollar sign, right, you have that option formatting. We can do that in a next class. Okay, so I want to show you this data source, different data source, how you can connect and how you can uh, make use of those data, and you can create your custom data and you can copy data from web. Okay, if you have a table format that you're looking for and you want to copy something from there, okay, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's all for today.